Ends this night. When will the sun rise?
Here they come. Look left.
Let's be. I need a move. That was a close one.
Kostya doesn't care who dies. That Korba must be stopped.
Come on! Come on!
Take a moment, people.
About this, he'd be selling tickets.
Seek!
We too.
daylight. Essence we have not felt in centuries. No. Here. No. It cannot be.
My brother, soul of my soul, how did you find me here? I have been here for so long. My memories are tattered. They fall apart when I look too long at them. There was a man called Nandru once, beloved of a terrible god. I remember it all. I feel Sabadal's mind beneath yours, swimming in the deep. You should run. That was the name my mother gave me. But that was never what they called me. To them, I was beloved. An endearment my god wielded against me like a cudgel. I would have killed them with it if I could. But they were beloved of me, too. That was the name they gave themselves. Stolen from the ancient souls, whose deaths gave rise to them, to us. We were little more than appendages to them. That is why I must ask you to destroy them. You have seen them, as I have. Memories of their ancient, chosen children. Rips in the fabric between the here and the beyond that allow the dreams of the dead to leak through. Memories of the Akida. People like you, or I, who loved Sabadal and were betrayed by them. This land was once a jungle, rich, alive. I saw it through their eyes. The people tried to look after themselves, to rely less on Sabadal. But to be relied upon was all their god desired. They felled a tree, and for that slight, Sapadal turned their world to ash, ignited the breath in their lungs, and made their people into dust. Sapadal burned the world, and the people who revered them suffered for it. So that I would be confronted every day with what our God had done. So that I would not grow weak and give in. So that I would not go to them and do what they have asked of you. So that I would never set them free. No. Their final death came later. A gift to the Akida from the true gods, who wished to bring their children back to them. Back to her. The rightful queen. She is the center. The center of everything. Yes, you see them with eyes unclouded. The ruined cities, the crevasses cleaved into the earth. They remade the land in their image. It reflects their twisted heart. You, my brother, who are more brave than I. Go now to the garden and hang the gardener from their tree. Your mind cannot understand it, but your soul. When the opportunity is before you, it will know what to do. You need only walk a little more. You are nearly at the end. You know, I always meant to die down here. To siphon my soul into a lonely pillar, disconnected from the stone that makes our world. Disconnected from them. I only hope that Sapadal releases you to the same long peace. I do not know my end. In that I find a peace beyond any even the true gods can dream of. It is only a door, carved and warded by my own rough hands. It knew me. It will know you, because the same thorn tears at us both. Do not thank me. Only do as I asked. Destroy them, brother. And when you see Wodika, tell her I said hello.
Strange. Phantasmal focus picked up something, but it's gone now.
Unfortunately. Not like before.
Yeah. Go to the garden. Kill them. Yeah. Go to the garden.
Kostya's already proven himself an enemy of Solace. Whatever you choose to do with him after we stop him is fine with me.
The sluice gates are just ahead. Kostya's probably already there. Let's move. Lava's rising. We have to stop this now.
Good. You're here. Help me destroy this witch. We can't risk someone turning and opening the gates. If the keep falls so that we might live, so be it. I figured you might have. Bloodthirsty. You people just can't help yourselves. Me, specifically? No. I only provided them access to material from the living archives. The books and records that the novice brought to them were what revealed the secret. By the way, is that novice still alive? I see. And what of the Steel Garrote? Should I assume they're all dead as well? And so you brought it back here? Among the Wardens? It was not present in the tusks until your people arrived. Oh, perhaps this is right. Another reason to destroy this place and go. This is how it should be. So long as the keep stands, my people are trapped here. Doomed by an oath to a dead man. Our people were nomads for ages until we built the keep. When it falls, we'll be free to explore the world again. I will not watch my people rot here for the sake of a pointless oath.
Well, he has a point, but it's not worth letting Solace fall to prove it.
You, of all people, are speaking in favor of the suffocating grasp of tradition.
I'm talking about not destroying our ancestral home just because you don't like Nandru. You're just as blinded by those traditions as Mihala. Have the courage to leave if you want, but don't force everyone else to.
Finally! Proof she's got a spine. Well, Envoy, now's your chance. Are you going to be a good little minion, do as she asked? Or will you let me save my people from themselves? Then my conviction only grows stronger, Envoy. Nandru never wanted what was best for us. He built us a tomb and abandoned us to it. Do not speak his name to me as if it could mean anything to you.
Burn, then grow anew. A flow to purge the weight. We twine.
That is all I ask.
You can't be blessed, serious.
You should hurry on with your task. The lava's rising quickly now. Safe travels to the garden. You'll find your entrance just past this door. I suspect you're the only one aside from Nandru who can open it.
After what happened to Fjord? I can't believe you want another settlement to burn.
Absomalu Vawintu, Envoy. You are lucky I don't feel like fighting another Adiran right now.
The winch is yours. Destroy it, and the keep will be destroyed. And my people freed.
Thank the gods.
Everybody all right? Never thought I'd be so glad to see those blessed walls.
I feel crazy saying this, but Kostya was right. We should have let Solace Keep fall.
Crazy is one word for it. You really think you can just burn down someone's ancestral home?
Dearie, the Keep isn't a home. It's a prison. And now the Pargrunen will never escape.
Solace is my home. I still don't get why any of you feel like you have a say in this.
But you left.
Because I chose to. Kostya doesn't get to make that decision for everybody.
If Kostya doesn't, Mihala will.
Exactly.
The Pargrunen have always had the choice to leave, and we've seen very few take it, dear.
Amalia and her people took up arms and turned to banditry, and they still weren't allowed to leave. If anything, I imagine Mihala and her traditionalists will only make it harder to leave now.
As we say in Fjord, tough shit, dearie.
Beatsli's right.
Enough talking in circles. Let's save our strength for the garden. I, for one, could use a long rest. And I'm betting the envoy could, too.
I know, I'm excited too, dearie. But we need our beauty sleep, don't we? I'm starting to suspect that every single leader in the Living Lands is incompetent. Truly, is there no vetting process? Hopefully those in Solace Keep will choose their leaders with more care in the future. But we should check on Marius. I'll make him some soothing perfume, but I think a few words from you would help too. Why would I be mad at you consigning a people to a lifetime imprisoned by their traditions and literal stone walls? Well, that doesn't sound like me at all. I do not envy the Pargrunen in any case. Meeting that council gave me a new appreciation for Vidaru. There's always a way for things to get worse, dearie. I wouldn't be surprised. We're losing focus on the important things. Things like the garden. Oh, come on, Envoy, let's get going. How can I help, darling? I'm starting to suspect that every single leader in the Living Lands is incompetent. Truly. Is there no vetting process? Hopefully those in Solace Keep will choose their leaders with more care in the future. But we should check on Marius. I'll make him some soothing perfume, but I think a few words from you would help too. Well, of course, I'm not suggesting it's always a fix for issues. But those poor Pargrunen are clearly prisoners of their traditions. I think getting rid of the keep could have helped more than they realized. I do not envy the Pargrunen in any case. Meeting that council gave me a new appreciation for Vidaru. Well, perhaps if he wasn't so rude to Giada, I could find it in my heart to be kinder. Or if he was more competent, like his father. Either one. We're losing focus on the important things. Things like the garden. Oh, come on, Envoy. How can I help? Oh, just wonderful. My home was burned down on the order of a woman without a heart, or any other major organs. Then, everything that happened in Shatterscarp and Ringrim's offer. I've been so lucky. My life right now is, well, it's wonderful. But there's always been something missing. And it gives me this kind of jittery feeling that makes my fur stand on end. Does that make sense? A little. We've spoken a bit about my, shall we say, restlessness. But I've not had a chance to tell him about Ringrim's offer yet. Quilici will be supportive, of course. He's wonderful like that. It's just hard to ignore these thoughts with everything happening. Not that I didn't have options before, of course, but now they're louder. A fair point, my dear. I suppose I needed a moment to rant. Thank you, Envoy. I appreciate you lending an ear. I'll leave you to your vices for now.
I've been researching the Hollowborn crisis, another spiritual plague, both similar and different to ours.
Dreadful, wasn't it? Especially...
I must admit, I had my doubts about Solace. It was like a dungeon, except the wardens were the prisoners. You could have helped Kostya destroy the keep, but you left it standing. Why? I agree. A decision like this belongs to the community, not the ambitions of one man. Even if Solace isn't going anywhere, I think your arrival was a sign of changes to come. Wherever you go, you break people out of their habits. You banish the old ways. Fate doesn't ask us what we want. Wherever that power comes from, whether it's your heritage or political status, it's a terrible burden. I don't envy you. But at least you keep things interesting. Go on then. Don't be shy. You too.
They really were rude to you with the key.
Let me get this straight. You spoke to the spirit of Nandru, a godlike, same as you. What did he say? Any advice? Any words of encouragement? That doesn't bode well. I should have seen this coming. Never listen to the dead. They're cynical, full of regret, and determined to make us all miserable. Thankfully, you're still alive. Fate is in your hands. What happened to Nandru was ages ago. Plenty of time to reconsider one's choices. No one is closer to Sapadal than you are. Nandru lost that privilege when he died. Which means you alone can judge the god of the living lands. Your opinion is the one that counts. That's perfectly valid. Gods are terrifying in the best of times. For what it's worth, I think you're going to be fine. No matter what you do about Sapadal, it can't get any worse. I wish I could say the same for the living lands. You know me, always ready with an answer. What are you so curious about? If I must.
I have something I want you to drink.
I'm not falling.
Envoy? You're probably here to see how I'm doing, yeah? Well, I'm doing great. I always knew my home would destroy itself from within. I just never thought I'd get a chance to stop it. Right. If you get any more sappy, I'll think you've turned into a tree. But enough of that. You have a lot to do, and I'm right behind you. Right, changing the subject. What do you want to talk about? Mount Forja erupts every few years. Usually just small little burps of ash and a few extra lava flows. But sometimes it really blows up, like the eruption we saw. Something like that can change the whole map of the area. Just another reason the people of Solace tend to stay inside. Nothing I can think of, no. You know as much as I do at this point. Right, changing the subject. Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't know. Things have changed a bit, I guess. She's not so bad. I mean, she's loud and impulsive and always trying to get herself killed, and she keeps saying things to get a rise out of me, Envoy. But, joke's on her, no one's gotten a rise out of me in years. But other than that, we can get along. She can be sweet, too. when she's not introducing me to a new word for my oak and acorns. Until next time. Envoy? Blacked out at that Audra and the lava tubes beneath Solace, but it seemed different somehow. Right. I actually believe you. This is madness, Envoy. You spoke to the founder of Solace. Well, that's not what I was expecting. People in Solace always claim they're speaking the word of Nandru, and here you are, actually hearing from the man. Doesn't even really matter what he said, if you ask me. There are hundreds of Pargrunan who'd give anything to hear Nandru's voice. Huh. Blessed day impressive is what that is. Envoy? What do you need? Pleasant dreams.
And that is why Audra and Copper are the only reliable conductors of soul essence. Keep an eye on Marius. He's having a hard time. For you, anything. Until next time. Let me think. And that is why Audra and Copper are the only reliable conductors of soul essence. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
Right. I think you lost me a while back there.
Really? Oh. I suppose that explains the heavy breathing.
You can sleep with his eyes open. Says it's a survival trick, but I think he... think he does it to avoid my wolf.
Take him down.
Get off me!
Cook is complaining about the lack of ingredients again.
I've never been happier to see the keep standing tall.
We're alive! We're alive!
Yes, calm down. Why did you expect anything else when a new Nandru came to the keep?
A new Nandru. It wasn't a dwarf that saved us.
Oh, you know what I mean. Go back to celebrating and leave me be.
That was a damn strong blast. Got it all the way over here in Solace.
They saved us? No, that can't be right. Can it? I still can't believe that Sakasab Jituli Kostya would go that far.
I even considered
What happened,
supporting
Adirin?
them.
Is everyone all right? Thank you. I cannot explain how afraid I was for my people and our home. Maybe, after everything that has happened, I can't help but wonder if perhaps Kostya was right. Here, I once was this artifact's custodian, but I failed in protecting the keep. This belongs to one who has proven capable of guarding my people. I wish so much that things had gone differently. Marius, could I speak to you?
Right, did she just ask that? Or am I having another nightmare? Knew you were gonna say that. Okay, let's hear it.
I'm so glad you're safe and that you're surrounded by good people.
All right, waiting for the but.
There's no but waiting. That's all I wanted to say. Truly. I am genuinely happy you found friendship, Marius. You always deserved more than the world gave you. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, You've always given me more than I deserved.
It was a true thing. Adirin. Adirin.
Mihala,
Sala is to blame. We need to open our gates to the world, lest it leave us behind.
Losar, we have waited so long.
Well, this is it, I guess. Feels very different from the last time I left Galawain's tusks. I will say, it's nice to look out and see Sala still standing. Thanks for that. Right. It's better that an Adiran envoy do it.
Solace is still standing. And so are you. We're in this together.
Just so you know, Kai, it's starting to sound like you like me.
If you happen to need a reminder, do let us know. Brooding in silence can be quite the mood killer.
Not to spoil the moment with good news, but I doubt the rest of the island has been quiet while we've been looking for the garden. Things have only gotten more tense since Fjord, and the Steel Garrote probably hasn't been doing us any favors on that front.
Especially when they're led by a woman who doesn't seem interested in staying dead. Not to mention, after we take care of the Envoy's little god problem, we'll still have an empire bearing down on us.
And what? Lie low? I hate to break it to you, but you don't have a face for blending in.
Can't say I'm too excited about just walking into the garden. I grew up learning I needed to protect that place, but it never felt like more than a children's tale to me.
I hear you. This island is weird enough when all we have to worry about are vengeful plans and soul-altering corruption.
Am I the only one who's looking forward to the garden? We're pioneers, stepping into the great unknown, a land of mystery.
We have to remember to love them in spite of their lack of proper enthusiasm, dearie.
Of course we're frightened, but when has that ever stopped us? I have a theory about the garden, or a warning, depending on how you want to look at it. Sapadal has been imprisoned a long time. The garden will be a reflection of their dreams, their nightmares, their madness.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw visions or hallucinations, and not even the fun kind. Anytime, darling.
Before we go any further, I have to ask you something. You told the Inquisitor that you intend to kill Sapadal. Is that still the plan? If only it were that simple. Sapadal is responsible for the spiritual health of the living lands, and the island has suffered for it. No matter what the Inquisitor said, I don't believe there's a right or wrong choice to make here. Just the one you believe in. Just one. Remember, we're stepping into a realm that is both physical and spiritual in nature. If you can call it nature. There's no telling how long we'll be gone. For all we know, time could run backwards in the garden.
Not a chance. We're a crew now, so you're stuck with me until the end. Marius?
I told you I'd be with you till the end. I don't go back on my promises. What about you, Giada?
You're not going into the garden without me. I have to see this with my own eyes. Yatsli, if you feel like running back to Quilichi, now would be the time. No one would think less of you.
And tell Quilichi that I missed out on the most exciting part.
And you don't have to. We pull together, and that's plenty.
I plan on wandering the garden whether I'm traveling with you or not. I have to find out what the big deal is.
Agreed. I'm not waiting in camp while the rest of you have all the fun. Hope to see you out there, Marius.
Well, let's go then. We can't keep your god waiting.
How about you?
How about me?
Why settle in Fjord? The Living Lands has godless ruins.
So, this is it. The spiritual epicenter of the Living Lands. Where it all began, and where it all ends. For so long I have looked out on a horizon full of possibilities. Now that it's here, I'm too scared to breathe. Ah, why am I so anxious? I suppose you're right. I'm frightened, I'm excited. I'm a lot of things right now. Do you remember when Manto Pastor sent you after the heart of an Adragan? That was nothing compared to this. We are standing in the beating heart of the Living Lands. Just imagine what we can do with it. I almost turned my back on animancy. And if I'm being honest, it was a relief. But now that we're here, who am I to reject my upbringing, my potential? My parents were going to build a better world for animancers. That dream was their legacy to me. You and I have come farther than they did, to an impossible place where anything can happen. Anything. I'll try to remember that. I don't know what's going to happen, but you've had my back since the beginning. I won't forget it. Well, that depends. I know a few spooky stories about the living lands. They may or may not have anything to do with the garden.
Okay, but if something goes bump in the night, I'm waking you up.
Let me think of a good one. There are so many, I can't decide. Which do you want to hear first? I know one about a ranger's dream, one about a haunted well, and one about a golden city. One sunny day, a ranger took a nap in the woods of Emerald Stair. He awoke to a forest of dead trees, the night sky full of unfamiliar stars. After getting his bearings, he walked in the direction of Fior Messivernal, but the settlement was gone. In its place was the most beautiful garden, hills bursting with flowers, the grass as soft as Valiant silk. Enchanted by this vision, he bent to pick a rose, but its thorn cut like a knife, severing 3 fingers. Then, a voice filled his head, shouting, "Go now, before the land takes you, body and soul." He awoke in his own bed, a wilted rose clutched in his 2-fingered hand. Of course. Which one did you have in mind? Once upon a time, a young girl left town to fetch water from the local well. After pulling up the rope, she discovered the head of a Delimgan, one of the tree folk, staring at her from the bucket. "Return me to my grove," it said, "and I will grant you 3 wishes." So she carried the head into a peaceful clearing and sat it down on a tree stump. First, she wished for long life. The head granted her wish. Second, she wished to be impervious to a sword blade. Granted. And finally, she wished to know what happens after we die. No one ever saw her again. All they found was an Adra pillar in the middle of a clearing, next to an old stump. Of course. Which one did you have in mind? Many years ago, when Fior Messivernal was barely a dot on the map, an animancer got lost in the wilderness. He came upon a pair of ancient trees, their trunks and branches intertwined. A strange light shone in the space between the trees, and beyond that light, a city of gold. So the animancer returned with an axe to chop the trees apart and fit his body through the narrow gap. But with every blow of his axe, the towers of the Golden City fell. The walls crumbled, the lights flickered out. By the time he made it through, there was nothing left. Only the bones of a once mighty civilization. As for the 2 trees, They were dead, hacked to splinters, leaving him no path back the way he came. The end of one story, and perhaps the beginning of another. It's very strange. I can't remember who told me that story, and no one claims to have heard it before. Certainly. You've heard them all, but I don't mind repeating myself. Very perceptive. What do you think it is? I have my own opinion, but I'm curious about yours. Good advice. Well, not for me, but good for others. These stories might not shine any light on the garden, but they could inform the way we think about it. First, the garden is beyond all mortal understanding. If you think you're safe here, you're not. And second, when you walk into the unknown, make sure to bring a friend. Indeed. I couldn't have made it this far on my own. Hey, you're a good listener. Not everyone has the patience to hold their questions to the end. Alas, that is all I can tell you about the garden. For now, at least. What do you want to know? Anything in particular? Who could rest at a time like this? Does anyone want to share a scary story?
No.
Gods no.
Why not? We've got everything. We need. The crackling campfire, the foreboding ambiance.
I actually need to get some rest tonight. I'd rather not spend the whole night screaming in my sleep.
Well, I liked Giada's story.
Thank you, Yardsley. I suppose I owe the rest of you. An apology. I didn't mean to frighten anyone.
Your stories are very good. They're just feeling a little too close to reality right now.
Looks like we'll have to find another way through. Or not.
Yeah.
Guards, this is the place.
I think we've found Sapadal's home.
Time's up!
Someone's eager to meet us.
I think I sprained my shoulder.
I think this is the only way down. After you. Cannonball!
You're telling me the Archmage console hub?
Envoy, what do you need? Let's make sure they're not listening. The only one we haven't talked about is Yatsley. I don't know. Things have changed a bit, I guess. She's not so bad. I mean, she's loud and impulsive, and she keeps saying things to get a rise out of me, Envoy. But, jokes. But other than that, we can... If I must. Envoy, what do you need? Thanks for talking.
When you find Sapadal, I hope you tell him how much I love what they've done with this place. And you've got to enjoy it where you can find it. Besides, as divine prisons go, I can imagine much worse. And Sapadal definitely isn't docile. Not from what we saw on Mount Forja, or outside the ruins of Nakukubel. Exactly. And what are the odds that centuries of imprisonment have improved their temper? Setting them free means gambling with the lives of everyone in the living lands. It's not worth it, but it's not my call. And I don't envy you having to deal with a loose cannon of a god. But I envy even less the mess you're going to have if, when, we escape this place. While we're tracking down your god, things are heating up between your Adiran comrades and the locals. The Steel Garrote leveled fewer. Even if Animancers aren't the most popular bunch, everyone gets nervous when fields burn. And yeah, I know that's on the Steel Garrote, but it's not lost on anyone that your people despise Animancy. Not when Heelguard banned the practice in Paradise. Oh, I wish I were finished. Ringram may have unleashed some powerful magic against the Dream Scourge, but she left a lot of corpses in her wake. That doesn't look good for your people. Not when Ludwig was also in the region, and your people had a garrison at Eagle's Reach. And then there's Solace. You might have saved the keep, but no one's going to talk about the disaster that didn't happen. They're going to talk about why Mount Forja erupted after all this time. You'd be surprised where people can find blame when they're spun up. And it looks real bad when a steel garrote force just so happened to be there when it went down. Fairly or not, a lot of blame's gonna be laid at Adir's door. And if I had to guess, I don't think Hilgard's been helping matters while you've been out here. If and when we get out of here, we're walking into a powder keg. And you'll have to choose a side. That's the part I don't envy. I don't. And for what it's worth, I wouldn't blame you for choosing that. Finding kin and countryfolk is a hard thing to ask of anyone. It's part of why I came out here. I lost my stomach for Rauatai's campaign in the Deadfire, but I wasn't going to turn insurgent against my own people either. I don't mean to burden you. It's late, and you've still got a god to face. Just know that whatever you choose, I'll fight alongside you. I'm with you to the end of this. Anytime. What's on your mind? I barely plan further than the next meal, and you're asking me? I don't know, Envoy. I just try to take each day and each battle as it comes. And you can see where that's gotten me. But I think it's possible to be too prepared. Exactly. Yeah. You know what all of us think by now. Ultimately, you're the one who has to decide what to do with Sapado and where your loyalties lie. My advice? Get a good night's rest, and when the moment comes, follow your instincts. Don't forget that every soul in the living lands hangs in the balance. But look at it this way. Whatever you choose, you'll end the Dream Scourge, and you'll give the living lands a future. And I'd wager that's better than where we are now. My favorite subject. You're asking me? I'm not much of a gossip. Okay, who do you want to know about? You know, just when I was thinking our little group was getting too solemn and serious, we met her. I'm not so sure about the new friend she's making. Ringram's a dangerous maniac, and I don't like the influence she has over Yardsley. And I couldn't believe how ready she was to sacrifice Shatterscarp as part of that Archmage's spell. I'm still shaking that one off, to be honest. But she keeps things interesting and keeps us on our toes. What's more, she's a good friend to Giada, and Giada's a good influence on her. I'm pretty sure Yardsley flirts with everybody. I don't read anything into it. Don't get me wrong, she's a striking woman, but she and Quilici have a good thing. I'd never get in the middle of something like that. Yeah, and both of those subjects fly way over my head. I prefer dealing with things I can see and make sense of. I just hope she keeps some part of herself grounded with the rest of us. She's brilliant, but I worry that the real-world consequences of the forces she plays with are academic to her. Sure. I'm not sure I'll be much help, but I'll try. I barely plan further than the next... I don't know, Envoy. I just try to take each day and each battle as it comes. And you can see where that's gotten me. But I think it's possible to be too prepared. Exactly. You know what all of us... Ultimately, my advice... Don't forget, but look, and I'll be here if you need me.
What do you do with everything?
Envoy, what do you need? Let's make the only one we haven't. I don't know. She's not so. She keeps saying things to get a rise up, but. You too.
Good. Now, as I was saying, what do you do with everything you whittle?
It depends. Sometimes I'll leave them at camp. Sometimes I'll keep them for later.
But what if you find something out and about that you want more, and oops, your pack is full?
Oh, then I'll leave something else behind. Never been one for collecting stuff anyway.
Sometimes I can't even talk to you.
A breath held. Trepidation. You are close, yet distant still. The moon has many faces, different songs for different days. We know your light. We seek what swims inside you as you wane. We wonder. We did not foresee this. You have defied our expectations at every turn. Perhaps we should not have been. The seabed speaks in riddles, a pearl whose shell we cannot grasp. No, we must recall, plumb the depths of our memory. We would run, roll with the tide, sink our fingers into new earth. Whisper in the fields, lift the hills gently in our hands. Disturb the dirt, but spare the blooms. Shake the roots slowly. Vengeance denied, squandered. This cannot be. We spoke of flowers. We speak of freedom when the hand still clasps around our throat. Wake now. Find us.
I see the disciple has found his way into the cell.
No. Clarion Steel. We know this voice. Why is she here?
I was unclear last time. I will not repeat my mistake.
Out. Out. Her voice pierces our skin.
Look at this place. A quagmire of your parasite's worst instincts. Can you even begin to grasp the forces that you tamper with? Apparently, I must. The situation is worse than I perceived. Do you think you're special, with your god's thorn in your side? Do you believe you can hold dominion over chaos itself? When even the collective fury of the real gods could only confine the sniveling creature to this wasteland. You couldn't possibly believe we would not intervene.
It is true. She twists the knife. The seas run red with memory.
In time, the gods felt the wretched powers seeping through this land. Its madness would consume us all if it was not contained. Chaos has no respect for borders. It goes where it will. A pity that its followers could not be reasoned with. Of course I do. The poor godless, worshipping the very thing that subsumed them. We could not excise the rot and spare the roots that nourished it. There was none. Utmost chaos calls for unwavering rebuke. A strong censure from one who was not there to witness it.
Why does our prison not protect us? Help us! Silence her!
Listen to its tantrum. It knows neither order nor sense. Adir is the only thing holding back the tide of entropy. Then you understand the gravity of the task ahead. You are here now. There's still time to succeed where Ludwig failed. Face your false god and end its reign of terror permanently. The path of justice is fraught. Only the strong may follow it. I leave you with a warning. The false god's essence is strong here. It taints all it touches. My magfolk may be hostile to you. Stay vigilant and remember your oath.
I have nothing to say. That was insane.
I never thought I'd learn of the Godless's fate from their killer.
Quiet, Nimdut.
You asked for it!
Look behind you!
Just a minute!
This place gives me the cavy shakes.
actual working magfolk. It isn't looking this way, is it?
Watch yourself.
And... Need a moment here.
Glad that's over.
What is that? I know that place, right? Oh no. No. Why is this? They're dead. Like it just happened. Like I remember.
This is the moment I found you, bundled and crying, while our parents died.
Viate. You're not here. You can't be here.
I am dead, Viate, from the Dream Scourge. We are in the garden. As strange as this seems, it is normal here.
No, Envoy. I don't know much about this place, but I know this is where I need to be. Oh, I have faced this already. Why force me to do it again? Right. Okay, I can do this. Let's get into it.
You know where we are. This is my memory. When everyone died, and I found you back in your tent. How much of this do you remember? I can't tell from your eyes.
We dealt with Razvan. He got what was coming to him.
I am better off now than when I was fungus-brained and ready to die. I am part of this land's god now. A dream of the land.
Were you always such a blessed day poet? Or is that a death thing?
Sapadal wants to understand. They know your envoy very well, but not the people next to them.
I have what I needed. We dealt with Razvan. We avenged our parents' deaths.
Then maybe it was I who needed to speak with my Viate. With a clear mind this time. Even when we were children, you kept me alive, first by needing my protection, and then by being who you turned out to be. When you left Solace, it was like I lost more than my best friend. I lost my need to live.
I know. And I'm not sure I'll ever live that down. I don't think I know how. Right. You're right. We don't have time for this. And if we did, you know blessed it well, I'm not falling for the sack of Sokka. So, what do we do now? What? Worse than Yonku's tragic death?
I can't say I loved that part most.
We've both been through so much. But I can see that it's all behind us now. Just another thing we've survived after all this time.
A fine way to put it. I see it too. You've come a long way from that scared boy who refused to wear shoes for fear a bug might crawl out of it.
That was you, Nimdut. Look at my feet. Shoes. Kamayu.
Get out of here. Hike up your waistline and go talk to a god. They'll be waiting.
Well, it was good to see you, Viate. Even with all this.
Take care of my little friend, Envoy. He needs you more than he'll say.
Marius, dear. How are you feeling?
I'm alright. Good to see an old friend, you know?
And saying goodbye, that's the hard part.
You can talk to us, Marius. That is, if you think talking will help.
Well, obviously it wasn't my favorite thing, but...
Grief is strange. You lose someone, and you carry around a little hole inside yourself till you die. Or maybe the same is true for the dead. Your friend obviously loved you.
How did we get on this topic? I thought we were talking about pancakes.
That's right!
Don't think so, dear. What a massacre. Just a minute. Patience, dearie. Watch this.
We got them all.
Wait, isn't that Tama's camp?
This room. It looks just like Tama's. Tama. No. No. I dealt with this. We stood at his memorial together. What is this, Envoy? This is your god's prison, not mine. It feels like I'm standing on a storm-tossed deck. I can't focus on his face. His features keep blurring, changing. I'm not sure. I know it's him, but I don't recognize him as the Tama I knew. It's like he keeps changing in front of me. Does that make sense? That's the problem. I don't know what I expect anymore. I used to remember his face so clearly from that night. His rigid jaw, the way his eyes crinkled at the corners. He was in pain, but trying to hide it. I did. Sounds downright selfish of me when you put it that way. But this Tama's more than that. All his moments at once, joy, sadness, anger, heartbreak, stomachache, Everything from the handful of years that I knew him and the decades before we'd met. He's almost a stranger. I'm not. All this time I kept him frozen in his worst moment. When he was suffering and when I failed him. But now that I see him as more, it's like he's free of that. You're right. I am. It's like you said. I'm not letting my regret define me. I won't make that mistake again. Me too. I never thought I'd meet someone I respect the way I respected Tama. But you've made some tough calls, and you've kept your head and your heart in the right place. So whatever comes next, I'm with you until the end. Now let's go find this god of yours and end the Dream Scourge. When we reach them, what do you think we'll find? A victim? A villain? They've certainly suffered enough for one. Let's end this. I'll follow your lead, as always. Thank you for facing that with me. Let's go deal with your god. This place is cruel. Let's find your god, Envoy. This place is cruel. Let's find your god, Envoy.
Yeah.
That's done.
Yeah. Seek!
seek! Earth and wrath! On seek!
I came here to help you do whatever you're supposed to do with your god friend. Instead, I'm here talking to dead people. It was, right. But it was easier than I thought it would be. Thanks to you, I think I was ready for something like this. I will say, it's not really what I expected when I started tracking you and Kai back in Paradise. I guess not, huh? You probably never expected to die and come right back either. It's been a bit of a ride, Envoy. I feel like it's coming to an end. One way or another. I don't know. Maybe the unexpected isn't so bad after all. I never expected you and I would become friends. Yeah, quick note. If you tell any of the others I said that, I'll poison your drink. Anyway. Not before I've done some reading.
Kai, darling.
Ma'am?
Did you move my bedroom?
Yeah. Found you a new spot.
Why did you do that?
You mentioned the ground was rough. Was rough on your back. I noticed a soft patch.
Oh, I didn't know I was camping with such a gentleman. Thank you.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Or am I going mad? What is the meaning of this? It can't be real. This is an illusion. A joke. Tell me we're both seeing the same thing. I was afraid of that. Why am I cursed to see this again? Why does the memory follow me wherever I go? They have a sick sense of humor. Whoever is responsible, I'm tired of the bullshit. Step forward and answer for yourself, coward!
Godlike of Sapadal, long have we awaited you.
Finally, you've come home.
How is this not the strangest thing that has happened today?
Oh my gods. They're alive? How? Where would I even begin?
Giada Castel, welcome.
Wait, you know me? How do you know me?
For centuries, our whispers filled the silence. Then we heard your mother's call.
My mother? You heard her?
She reached out to us, using the tool you now carry.
But that would have been years ago. The first time she used the phantasmal focus. The only time she used it.
We heard, and Sapadal answered, saying in a great voice, "We are here. You have found us."
But when Sapadal speaks, the living lands trembles. The voice of a god can be a terrible thing.
No, this can't be. What exactly happened to my parents? Tell me, please. I need to know.
Sapadal wanted to be heard, and in so doing, twisted your family in body and soul, broke them into a more suitable shape.
Sapadal does not know the limits of their strength. Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made? Do you have any idea what my life has been since your little mistake?
After the incident, your parents were like us, and we took pity, so we helped them move on, as they wanted.
In the end, they thought only of you, their pride, and their love.
That's it. That's really it. The answer I've been searching for all these years. Sapadal destroyed my family. I know they are. My mother and father would not have wanted this. A good animancer embraces death. And they were the best.
We are companions, toys, diversions. Sapadal fashioned us out of dreams and memories.
I can't believe it never occurred to me. They're animats. Ancient vessels held together with duty and loyalty. Their design is unusual, organic, much like the garden itself. Sapadal's work. All this time, your god has been making imaginary friends, drawing pictures on the walls of their cell. It's almost too sad to imagine. I don't hold you responsible. I don't even know if I hold Sapadal responsible. Your god has the intelligence of a scatterbrained goat, but that isn't their fault. It's simply how they came into being. One final question, spirits. What is this? Why are you trying to ruin my life again? Is this your way of haunting me? What is it you want?
Not to be pedantic, but that was 4 questions.
We want to apologize on Sapadal's behalf, and for the part we played in your sorrow.
They want to apologize. I came to the garden for answers, not to offer forgiveness. Shit. This is going to hurt. Sapadal has been trapped here for millennia, alone. Confused, screaming into the void for anyone who will listen. When they heard the voice of a stranger, they overreacted. How can I hold that against you? Apology accepted.
Thank you, Giada. And thank you, Godlike, for bringing her all this way.
The time has come for you to find your patron, as you were meant to.
Now that you have returned to the garden, Sopadal has everything they need. We will fade, as all things fade.
Don't be. Nurtured or neglected, every garden dies in time. We will return to the soil from which we emerged. In time, you will do the same. Our purpose draws to a close. A long rest is assured. May the living lands receive you with open arms. Farewell.
Goodbye. We need to talk about this, but not here.
Give her space, dearie. Giada will speak more when she's ready.
Hey, Giada. How are you holding up after seeing those, plant people?
Well, I've seen things not intended for mortal eyes, and uncovered the dark truth of my family's downfall. But here I am. And how are you?
Don't worry about me. I just want to know how you're feeling.
I'm complicated. But at least I know what happened to my parents.
Knowing's one thing. Feeling okay about it's another.
Yes, that part could take a while.
As long as it doesn't turn into a ghost story. I'm here if you need to talk.
We're talking right now.
It won't be easy, but you have to let yourself feel it. All of it. Even the parts that hurt like a blessed sawfly bite.
Just be kind to yourself, dearie.
I don't know what to say, except I'm grateful to know each of you. All this time, I thought my parents died in a freak accident. An experiment gone awry. A mistake. And in a way, they did. But it wasn't their mistake. It was Sopadal's. Generous? Perhaps. Until I knew the whole story, there was never anyone to blame. The This whole experience has me considering my family's work in a different light. Look at what my mother accomplished. Armed with her research and her wits, she found a god. When you speak to a god, it's nothing. Barely a reflex. But for the rest of us, it's unimaginable. No Animancer can live up to that. Certainly not me. I thought their legacy was a curse, and I could only break it by completing their work. I was wrong. Of course I can. But now, I can do them for the right reasons. One thing is certain. When it comes to animancy, I need to unlearn some of my old assumptions. I wanted to tame the spirit of the living lands. Now, there's so much about it I don't understand. And it's creepy, but wonderful. Perhaps, as long as no one gets in my way. I believe the power flowing out of the garden drove this island mad. That has to end. Through animancy, we could help the living lands recover. It would take a lifetime, maybe more, but that's a small price to pay. Then again, who am I to interfere with an ecosystem that I barely understand? On the other hand, half the fun of animancy is stirring the pot and getting into trouble. I think I know what I want, but there are too many variables to consider. What do you think? I have a lot of catching up to do, and plenty of room to grow. But I think you're right. So be it. Starting today, I don't have to live up to anyone's example. Animancy can be whatever I make of it. I knew they would be. And not just because some ancient plans told me so. Now I just have to decide which field of research to pursue. But no need to bore you with the details. I've only got one lifetime as Giada Castel, so I'd better make it count. Hey, you helped me through a very difficult time. I just wanted to say thank you.
You're good with the animancy stuff. You should keep, doing that. So those green people in the garden, those weren't your parents?
No, they were Sapadal. Badal's dreams given life. Ancient sentinels bound by loyalty.
And they were plants because...
Because that's all Sapadal knew how to... make. The smithy smiths. The baker bakes. The gardener gardens.
Right, I understand.
It's all right if you... if you don't.
Good, because I really don't. I don't.
Seek!
This place is cruel. Let's find your god.